the box. I'll see it when it's written. Okay. And let's start seated. So we go into our hips right away, and maybe with a bolster pillow, whatever it is. And let's start with cross leg, but cross leg like this, where your feet are just a little bit under your knees, a little bit more. So less casual, you don't just cross leg. It's kind of a little bit more let's, and we'll start with some hip rolling, so we warm them up, and also we lengthen our spine, and also we engage our tummies. So you could close the eyes, because I know many of you have been on the computer all day long. And let's say you just spin 3 to 4 times in one direction. And then you allow spin in the other direction. Awesome. Driving in your hips a little bit more, lengthening the spine. And then let yourself come a little bit more forward. So we're still with that same leg in front, and you're just going to sway a little side to side. And of course, if you're more flexible, you could go much further forward. But since it's early on, you don't have to. You're just going a little side and a little side. And then you come up tall. Keep your right hand on your right knee and just take your left hand behind you and look back. So you're turning your head last, but you're kind of turning your shoulders. And then inhale to center and go in the other direction. Inhale to center. And this time cross over with your hands. So the right hand is going to come to the left knee. You have more of the twist. And really press your back hand down and lengthen your spine and spin. And inhale to center. And go to the other side. So opposite hand and knee. Turning, turning. And inhale to center. Cross the other leg in front. So Sukhasana is called. So feet are flexed. You're feeling tall. And let's open your arms here. Like such, like super T. And go to one side, turn your fingertips down and reach to the sides. This is the anti-arm crunching of our computer posture. And then lean forward, so you get a little bit into your hips and back up. And we do that gentle move 2 more times on each side. You just travel forward and up. And last one. Sweet. There you go. And then inhale and release. Let's roll your shoulders a little bit. Maybe 3 times in one direction. And then 3 times in the next. And exhaling. And then bringing your hands forward as we did at the beginning. And just that little sway with this other leg in front. And of course, you can lean a little bit more forward if it's available. Inhaling back up and exhaling, releasing. Let's come onto our hands and knees. You can move your pillow to the side. I love the blanket. I want to do a bunch of kneeling in quad stretches. If you have soft knees or if you have a wooden floor like me under your mat, maybe definitely use that. Okay. And so hands down, this is your tabletop. Inhaling, arching here, and exhaling down. One more time, kind of inhaling and exhaling. Tuck your toes and find your downward facing dog. And oh, maybe it's the first time today and it's intense. Awesome. And slowly plank pose and then knees down and chest down. Allow yourself to come forward into tiny little cobra. Just a look left and a look right. Lengthen your spine. Try to really pull on your hands onto the mat and lengthen your spine forward and up. And exhale down, tuck your toes and move yourself all the way back to your down dog. And maybe open your feet as wide as your yoga mat, bend one knee, and kind of stretch the opposite side of the body. And then bend the other knee and stretch the body side. Inhale, center, bring your feet more together. Lift your right leg up and bend that right knee. So you get into ankle, hip, quad. Next, exhale, take your nose and knee to touch. And then come back up. And instead, take your knee and elbow to touch, just a second. And come back up. And then bring your knee to on your nose and your left knee down, left foot flat. Inhale and right. And release your wrist by allowing them to move a little bit. Then take your right hand to your right leg and lengthen to your side. So another one of those side stretches. Inhaling tall and exhaling, planting your hands down. Maybe allow both hands to be in line with your front foot and take just a moment here. And so if you're very tight, because your body is like that, you could have blocks under your hands or both. And then you can move back. And it's like you're doing a runner lunge. And you move forward. And you run back. Let's do one more. And run back. Awesome. Drop your hands, move your knee back, push yourself all the way back to your downward facing dog. Take a moment to bend one knee more and then the other. Move the block away. Inhale forward to your plank and then knees down, chest down, allow yourself to come forward. Your left, other right. Staying low, lift your right leg a little. Moving your ankle, lift your left leg a little. You stretch the front of the body in this way. And then pushing back, inhaling there. Into your down dog and going to the left side. Press your feet together, lift your left leg up. Bend the left knee. Take a moment here. Don't lose your right hand. And then bring your knee to your nose. Into your plank. And push back to the sky. Bring your knee to your elbow on the left side. And push on back. And bring your knee to your nose. Drop your left foot down. Drop your right knee down. Drop your foot flat. Inhale and rise there. Wrist release. Take your time. Lengthen the spine. One direction, the other direction. Then press your left hand on your left leg and extend your side body. Keep steady on your left foot, right leg. And you can inhale tall. And exhale. Allow both hands to come in inside your left foot. Now, if you did use the block on the first side, please do so here. And kind of arrive, inhaling. And exhale, move maybe a little bit back. And this is your hamstring. Yes, I know it's so tight after sitting all day. And inhale. And it doesn't look good for walks right now in San Francisco. It's pretty rainy. I don't know how it is in New York, but San Francisco, not good, not good. One more in there. Releasing there. And move your left leg back, press your hands, move back into your downward facing dog. Awesome. Feet together. Now let's lift the left leg up. Bring it all the way forward. Drop your back foot down for warrior two. And bring your left elbow to your left knee and rise on up. So you're coming right onto that side lunge. And you're going to inhale, open. And exhale, go down with your arm as if you want to go get something behind your glute. And then inhale, rise up. So we're walking the core like this. You go up, you go down under your leg, far back, and up. And last one, go down under your leg. And inhale, take your arm all the way down for a windmill. Drop your back knee down and press your right hand where it's at. Lift your left arm up. And take a moment here to release your neck. So you kind of let your head drop for a moment. Reach your hand really tall, but let the head drop. And then slowly release both hands down. Lift your back leg and turn your back foot into parallel to the back of the mat and your front foot. So you're now facing the wide side of your mat. Inhale in here and exhale, bend your elbows almost down to the ground. And inhale, rise. And exhale, repeat. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. Turning toward your back foot, so that's my right foot there. Breathing in here, drop your back foot parallel to the mat. Take your right elbow onto your right knee and find yourself here. So second side. Lounge here, inhale. Extend that first. And take the arm up and we do the same game. Taking your top arm all the way under. Inhaling. And exhaling. So yes, you're walking your leg hard if you were demanding, wondering. And inhale, rise. Yeah. Staying here for a second longer. And then exhaling, drop your left hand down to the ground. Drop your left knee down to the ground and lift your right arm high. And as we did on the first side, see if you can keep your arm straight up or drop your head. So there's a neck release that should kind of happen there. When you're ready, you can come on down. And as we did on the first side, just come back to the middle. Make sure your feet are both parallel, even the toes a little in. And then stretch your hands as far forward as they will go. As if you were reaching for a little pencil. Now push your butt in the opposite direction. And maybe keep your head a little long. Maybe place your ears next to your arm actually. And then slowly turn and pivot towards the front of your mat. And if you had blocks there earlier, find them and press your feet one in front of each side of the blanket, or just in what's called pyramid pose. So some of you may have hands on the ground, feet are parallel on railroad track. Others may have one hand on each block. And as we did with the animal a little bit earlier, prep, here you can drop your chest down toward your leg and lift up. But you can monitor. Some of you in this class are really flexible and others are extremely tight. So just do whatever feels all right. Use props like your tabletop or your couch or your bedside. One more breath here. And slowly, maybe walk your block or your hands and lift your back leg. So you invite that little bit of a warrior 3 in some way. And you see your foot could be right up there. Don't let it. Kind of keep the foot. And if you look at yourself in TV, just keep the foot and the head in the same line here. You know, warming, breathing. And then slowly drop that right foot down. Take your left foot back and find the same dimension you add for the first side for your pyramid. Okay? So railroad track, all toes facing forward, hand on the ground or hand on the block. It's always all level with me. Just don't let that hip come forward. Kind of push it towards the back. And choice here to bend the elbow and come down to the leg. Inhaling long. And exhaling. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And rise on top. And bend that front knee. And take your block forward or your hands on the ground and keep that leg straight back. Engage your tummy here. Core exercise a bit. Lengthen your spine. Don't sink in your lower abdomen, or you will go in your sacrum. And since we are all ladies, we don't want that. And then slowly, you can take your foot next to the other one and bend the elbow and allow yourself to come down. So maybe both hands are on the ground, maybe they stay on the block. And whatever you do, just remove your blanket after rolling it. If you have a blanket, just roll it and slide it to the side. Come. Inhale top, exhale down, bend your knees into a little chair. Bring your hands here on that chair. Then round your back and arch your back. Bring both elbows down on your knees. And maybe bring your knees a little closer. And maybe bring your left elbow to your right knee and find a little twist. But if you like open twist better, you could do that as well. Okay, so you could have a short, close twist or an open twist. I kind of like that. And then exhale down and switch side. Don't let your knees sway from one another. Kind of keep them together. And then exhale and come down. Straighten your leg for a moment. Bend your knees for a moment. And straighten. And bend. And then rise on top. Clasp your thumbs together. And lift yourself up. Lean to one side. And lean to the other side. Inhaling tall. Keep your hands as they are, arms so tall, and lift your right leg up. Flex your foot, and then see if you can pivot the arm forward and your leg back. From there, drop your back toes down and lift yourself up. Look at you, high lunging right there. Inhale. And exhale. Same way you came in, come out. Lean forward, engage some core. Lift your back leg, warrior 3. Bring your right knee in. And then drop the foot down. Release your hands. Clasp the other thumb in front. We tend to always have a favorite. My arms are touching my heels here. If you can see, it's like you were back swimming. Bring your belly a little bit in. Spread your toes and lift your left knee. Engage the core. Bring the ribs a little bit back. Lean forward into your warrior 3. Drop your back toes. Inhale long. Don't let your ribs pop forward and bring your ribs a little bit back. There you go. Breathe in and up. One more breath. And then as we came in, we come out. Forward. All the way up. Try to not touch the ground, but if you fall, you fall. It's all right. And exhale down. Release your arms. Feet are now parallel. Inhale, go top. Palms touch. Exhale, go down. Inhale halfway. And exhale down. Press your left leg back behind you. Now the lunge may be a little longer. Inhale and rise. You can see when you come from the ground, you can lounge much deeper. Take both hands up and parallel. Now take your right arm behind you. And if you can, touch the back leg here. You can open up that arm. And maybe open up this arm. If for any reason this doesn't work with your back, hold on to your back instead. Okay. There are a few options. Inhale and rise. Exhale and push down to a downward facing dog. Warm yourself up. Inhale, plank. Exhale all the way down to the ground. Maybe inhale into cobra, up dog. Very up to you. Pushing on back. Maybe downward facing dog. Look between your hands and jump forward. Maybe lightly, maybe heavily, depending. Inhale halfway. Exhale down. Inhale and rise so tall. Arms together, look up. Palms down. Bring your right leg back behind you this time. So long lunge. Inhale and rise. Track your knee. Okay, you see mine? Knee on top of ankle. Make sure that's happening here. Inhale, arms tall alongside the ears. Option 1, you take your left hand to your right leg and maybe extend here. Option 2, this doesn't work for you, so you hold your sacrum and you can open this way. Keep bending this front knee if you want to work your glute and your quad. Inhaling in tall. And exhale and dropping down. Pushing back into your downward facing dog. Vinyasa are optional. You had a long day. You could also do feet together, knees apart, child pose. Actually, let's all meet here in child pose with our palms together and in prayer, and our elbows above the forehead. It's all. Inhale to a tabletop. Is the thread of the needle? It kind of goes a long, long way to open up. But make sure you have a lot of space between your knees and your hands, all right? Lift your left arm. Bring your left arm under. Extend your right arm straight up. And here I'll invite you to get off your right knee. Straighten the leg back and then take your right leg to the side. And if you want, you can try to grab your left finger with your big toe and try to take your right arm up to the sky. Maybe it stays there and you turn your head. Maybe your right elbows bend. And you can go ahead and squish your fingertips between your ribs and your left leg. Does it make sense? Up there, under, 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 behind the back. So it's kind of a twisted variation. You can find any variation, by the way. Inhaling tall, exhaling back down, knees, knees, knees together. I'll turn around so I can still see you. Some of you seem confused. Hands in tabletop. Left arm high. Actually, right arm high and under. So you're just doing thread of the needle, okay? Then you can stretch your arms tall. Then you can make your back leg tall and maybe to the side. And some of you can grab the big toe and the foot. And some of you can take the arm up. Some of you are like, no way, I'm not doing that. Then drop your hand behind your back. And if it's you, as you drop the hand behind the back, it can squeeze itself between your ribs and your leg. There you go. Inhale and exhale. Do the variation you did on the first side for sure. And then exhale, release your hand. And push yourself back into a downward facing dog. There you go, you're down dog. Inhale and exhale. Lift your right leg up into the sky. Bring your right foot forward. Drop your back foot down for your warrior two. And inhale here. Warrior two. You see me back way because I want you to see my back for a second. Inhale here in your warrior, reverse it. Creating room. Spread your toes. Exhale, elbow to knee. We've been here before. And now take your left arm behind your back and your right arm under your leg. And maybe you can clasp here in your hands. Maybe it's impossible, so you can grab your t-shirt up and down. It's all good with me. And just find your variation. And maybe a few of you are just on right elbow on the right knee. And this is you. Okay? Just look at your foot, engage some tummy. Breathe here, one more breath. And you can take your arm all the way for a sway to the left hand. Tuck your back toes and travel with your right foot to the edge here. So you're going to be on the edge of your left foot and on the edge of your yoga mat with your right foot. You have a side plank. And what I'll invite tonight is to drop the hip on the ground. It's going to be a very interesting stretch there. So you see my left foot is parallel to the mat. It's now on its edge. And my left hip is on the ground. And you can reach towards the back with your right hand. And then slowly you lift that up. You tuck the back toes once more. And you push yourself back into down dog. I'll go on the other side so you can still see me, but you don't have to. You're inhaling there. Lifting your right leg up. Then right leg forward. Actually left. There you go. This is your warrior two. Inhaling in there. Let's see my back. Elbow. Reverse your warrior. Then your elbow to your knee. That's your feet one. And some of you, right elbow comes behind the back. Left elbow comes under. And you grab your hands. And you can stay here. On your other variation. Look at your back foot. Don't lock your knee, but keep bending your front knee. Engage your core. Turn your head only if it feels all right. And then inhale and rise tall. Exhale and windmill left right hand down. Pivot your back foot. So first thing is we pivot the back foot. Second thing is we pivot it once more. So we're on the edge. We stay on the right hand, just under the right shoulder, and the left foot is right there on the yoga mat side. And slowly you're going to drop your right hip down. And here you can breathe, and it's hip thing going on, side stretch going on, and then maybe look back. Inhale there. Then exhale, coming back down to your yoga mat. Downward facing dog. Out of vinyasa if you love them. And meet us in downward facing dog. Child pose, always welcome. Then slowly walk your hands toward your middle of the mat and your feet towards the middle of the mat. Form the down dog. Press your hands on your leg. Inhale, and so you have the tabletop opening right there in the middle. And bend the knees. And so one thing I have found is sitting a lot kind of does funky things to our tailbone. So if you can tuck your tail and arch your tail, tuck your tail and arch your tail just a few times. Just to release any tension you may have from sitting so much. And then you can round and rise up. Let's stand tall. I'm definitely warmer than when we started. Let's do a tree pose. Here you go. Inhaling. Finding your foot. Try to take your foot as high as you will be able to. And bring it really close to your groin. And take your hands here. So first thing, we take the hand here. And find balance. Maybe look at the bottom of your computer or something like that. And maybe some of you can actually grab the ankle. That's up. and extend here. For some reason I'm sliding today. But then it would be to do that, holding the leg and extending to the side. Obviously, some of you can be right here, balancing with 3 and feeling all right. Okay. But just a few might be holding here. It allows you to get a little taller for some reason. Yeah, I know you're falling. Exhale and come down. And switch side. So it's a grip. You grab that leg, hold it here, push the foot. If your focus is more into balancing, push the foot into the leg, hold onto your hips or tummy, and strong you. If your focus is more on the stretch, you can extend the arm, and maybe into the side. Yeah, don't get upset. If you can't find balance in your stuff, it's okay. There's good days and bad days. And inhale up, and exhale down. Awesome. And then we will go again, one balanced on one foot. Grab your right ankle. And I want you to feel like you can stay very mellow, or you can go a lot more dramatic. Okay? Just decide where you want to be. Don't let that knee sway to the side too much. You kind of want to keep it toward down. And if you feel really open in your shoulder, you can actually grab the foot with both hands. Which is an interesting variation. See what comes out. More quad. We're still working the glute of the bottom leg, by the way. But here you can really open the chest. You can do one side. If it hurts your knee for any reason, do not do both hands clasped. And then switch side. Inhaling, you tall. Exhaling, you grab. Breathe here. Maybe you're full dancer. Which is kind of a nice pose to do at night, I have to admit. And maybe you go back to more conservative, but grab the foot with both hands. And so it's more of a basket feeling. Take your time, get yourself in there. You're turning your spine up and down. And if you've not done yoga for a while, if you are moving and all that, just don't beat yourself up, okay? Things will come back. All right. Let's open your leg wide, parallel and wide, and turn both feet out. So here's the ultimate, seat yourself back. So eventually both arms kind of come straight, yeah. And your fingertips are facing back. And here you can turn and twist open to the right, and then turn to the other side. And from that place, make sure your knees are right on top of your ankles. This is not too wide a stand. It's kind of 90 degrees almost. See if you can take your right hand down towards the ground. Actually, I'll do this way so you have a mirror. So right hand down. And maybe as we did many times tonight, can you pass your arm under and clasp here? Drop your head or look up. And you can go on the other side. Under and maybe clasp. See as it is. And then inhale to center. Turn both feet to center and extend your spine. So now I already have a lot of room between my top of the head and my tailbone. Press your right hand down and lift your left arm high. Don't lose your sacrum. So don't twist in the hip, basically twist in the spine. Now center. And go to the other side. Yeah, I feel this one is so spacious. Feel free to move your arm a little bit higher and toward your head more. Yeah, and really turn that chest. You got this. And exhale down. Now turn your left foot, which I'm mirroring you, and place feet to a warrior two stand. And maybe take your hand on your ankle or on your shin and straighten that leg. So from this little place, you take the triangle. If you use blocks, take your block. If you could open your legs a little wider, some of you, so it's not a shrinking triangle, but a full on, I am here for you triangle. Awesome. And bend the knee and see if it's possible for you to place your left hand to the ground. If it's not, bring your left elbow to the knee. But if it's possible, do this here. And then maybe you can straighten the leg. It asks a lot for the people that are not flexible. So feel free to have elbow to knee and then hand to ankle. And bend again. And maybe you can do one more clasp here. Grabbing your t-shirt, your hands, choose where you are. And you can release your hands, turn to the center, inhale your spine so long, engage your tummy to remove any pain from your back. And turn feet. So, both feet parallel. Bend the knee. Inhale in there. Going for the triangle. So hand on the ankle, maybe a little higher. Straight collarbone. Inhale to your arms, so it's a nice triangle there. You can look up only if it's okay with your neck. And maybe bend the knee here. And take your hand down on the ground. Going under for your little side clasp here. And eventually drop the hand. Find your variation. And release back down to the center. And bring your heels in once more. And your hands on your knees. And from here, open your arms. So it's a goddess. I'm going to go sideways so you see the extent of it. But I'm kind of telling, and my butt, it's like I have a little string on it holding me like if I was a puppet, you know, from the puppet show or something like that. And then take your arms off. Cross your right arm on top of your left. Elbows bend. And slowly let yourself sit back and drop your elbows here. That's Hügel hip. Hügel hip posture. Your elbow may dangle or just drop down. And slowly see if you can push on your feet, lift yourself up, straighten your leg, parallel feet. Inhale, tall. And let's go in at it again. Arms are out, heels are in, bend the knees, little tail coming out here. Left elbow on top of the right, eagle arm, inhale. Feet are a little bit up because I'm not taller anymore. And exhale, elbows down. Engage your tummy as you go down so you don't harm your back. And maybe some of you go very low, maybe some of you stay up higher. If you stay up higher, it's going to be more core. And curling your head toward your wrists. And eventually push on your feet and inhale and rise up. And straighten. And heel toe. Your feet, hands on the hips. Yeah, it might be intense in your quads, so we're going to do a little quad stretch here. Bring your right foot, as we had earlier, toward your glutes this time, however. And push both hands into that foot and that foot into your glutes. So it's a little different from the dancer in that sense that you are not opening back. You're keeping the quad and the ankle stretch. And I'll take that same foot all the way in front of your left leg, like such. And then the knees. And sit here, one hand on the ankle, one hand on the knee. Breathe and smile. Oh, yay. And if you have blocks laying around, or if you have your hands able to reach the ground, please do so. So, it's a figure 4, the seated pigeon. If some of you can go lower and do an arm balance here, please do so. If you're like, whatever, I am just so tight right now, stay here. One more breath. And you can inhale. Take that foot with you if it lets you. And that's an interesting variation. You can point the foot here for a moment and bring the foot as high as you can on your hip bone, maybe. And then you can drop your knee down. So you have that. It's another variation of tree pose, which we see on Iyengar books and stuff of yoga. And here you could take that top hand all the way around your back and maybe grab your foot from that place or grab your arm like I'm doing. There's no way I can grab my foot right now. Check who you are, you know. It depends on your body. And exhale, release. If you're down because you're like, my leg, my knee can't do that, find a variation where you're on one foot, okay? Don't get all upsetty because you cannot do this pose. You can find variation. Stick it tight, quad stretch, both hands on the foot, knee aim down, spine is long, chest is opening, but quad stretch. Okay? And press your foot more, just as long as you don't hurt your knee. I'm happy. Don't sway your knee side to side. Keep that knee low. Yeah, you got it. And slowly release, ankle to knee. I'll turn. Your variation at first is here. Hand to the knee, hand to the ankle. Maybe that's you flexing that foot. Smile, use your kitchen counter, whatever you need to find some solace there. And maybe hands go lower. If you did the arm balance on the first side, please go for it. I'm just not going to do it tonight. I'm so tired in my hip right now with the winter coming in me. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly, as you come on up, use some core and grab that foot and take it up. Okay, so find any, if you can't do that, do tree pose again. Just do tree, yeah? Molding here, lengthening my spine, extending my arm up to the sky. I'm not telling it's easy, because it's not. And maybe those of you that can go behind your back and hold on to your arm. Find whatever, fall and come back. Smile if you fall, it means you tried. One more breath. And exhale, release. Ha! Now your quad might be saying, oh, hi, hi. My glute is definitely saying, hello, you. When you're ready, let's come back into a downward facing dog. And remember at the beginning of class, I say, hey guys, grab a big pillow. This is your time for having that big pillow. So let's say you place that big pillow right there in the middle of your yoga mat. It could be your mini bolster as well if you're one of those. And then you can take your hands on each side of that pillow and you move yourself into a down dog. If you're extra flexible and your pillow is high enough like mine, your head may come down and you can rest it here. It's kind of weird, but it might feel really good to some of you. So just check it out. If you try, it's like, no, I really don't like it, or my pillow is not big enough, not thick enough, come back to regular downward facing dog. Bending one knee, bending the other knee. So funky little cobra here. Drop your knees just in front of your pillow. Drop your hips just on top of that pillow. So you have some kind of support under your belly button. Yeah, inhale in there. And then maybe you can come to the Sphinx like that. So you have that funky support right there. And it's not too bad. So it's a sprawling Sphinx. Intention here, just letting go of the belly. Can you take 5 breaths in your belly? And there is resistance. That's why it becomes interesting. Three more breaths. Releasing the tension in your knees and quad. Awesome. When you're done, press your hands back down. Lift yourself up to your tabletop and to your downward facing dog. Bring your feet together, lift your right leg up, and invite your right knee down onto the ground for a pigeon. Now, that pillow that's in the middle, move it a tiny bit to the left. And so you allow a pigeon with a pillow to happen tonight. Okay, so it's knee is way to the side, foot is under the left hip, left leg is long and back and straight foot. And now I'm using my elbows to army style for one more, and I'm going to drop my head on my pillow. So it's a lot softer than the regular pigeon. The good news is you can stay a little longer. So since one of my pose of tonight was opening the hip, here you go. Supporting your belly, supporting your head and chest. Spine is long. Eyes are closing because you don't need to see. And breath is happening. One more breath. And press your hand. Lean toward your right glute. Take your left leg around. And using that pillow, really turn it around. And you can place your knee and your ankle on that pillow you got. And so it's a really good, live deeper than sometimes. So the right foot and right ankle are kind of in cross-legged like we started the class today, but the left foot, left ankle, and left knee are kind of more parallel to the top of your mat. Makes sense. So one is kind of in and the other is on top. And here you are invited to lean a little bit forward and see if it's available. Try to sit both buttocks down. And the fact that that leg is a tiny bit elevated, maybe allow you to rest your chest on top there. If you're any confused, that's what I'm doing. I'm right here. Okay. One leg in, one leg out, and I'm breathing in there. And for some of you, it might be like, you kidding, it's so hard and I'm leaning forward at all. That's fine. Also, some of you may be like, I kind of want to hold my leg here and really give myself a squeeze. And that opens my hip very nicely, and it doesn't hit my knee, so I'm happy about that. Okay. So see where you are, because some days are just like the one, totally different. All right, and slowly you can release. Find a down dog. Place your little bolster or pillow on the other edge of your yoga mat. You know what we're going for. Inhaling in the dog and maybe inviting the head down for a breath or two, if it feels good. And drop your left ankle down this time, right knee back, right foot down. My left ankle is by my right hip in dogs. Just ask. And then drop your elbows down and make sure your belly is supported by your pillow. I keep on watching the TV, but you could turn your head on the other side. Allow the resistance from the bolster on your tummy to make it a deeper breathing tool. One more breath. You press your hands, press your buttocks on the mat. And you take your right ankle and right knee on the bolster, and your left foot is still on the ground, kind of more cross-legged. And you can invite leaning forward here. Make sure both buttocks are on the ground. Make sure you have no pain in the knee anywhere. So we started like this earlier. You could be just crossing your leg or stacking your limbs also, if it's a better idea for your body. And of course, eventually, if you did so on the first side, you can go ahead and grab ankle and knee into a gentle clasp and allow this to come close to you and to create some tension release. So I know in this class we have a few computer person, people working on computer, few gardener, and so I guess all of you are kind of leaning over things, either leaning over the computer or the plants. I want to do since we have the pillow, I'm going to do an open chest pose after that. So you can release your foot eventually. And place your bolster behind you, your pillow, whatever it is you have, behind you, straight back there. And allow your back to come on and straighten your leg. But as you see me here, my leg are as wide as the yoga mat. And now I'm going to open up my arms. So it's kind of a little bit like that Leonardo da Vinci posture if we look at you from the top. Now make sure your neck is okay with what's going on here. So meaning your forehead is not much lower than your chin. If it's the case, you can take your blanket from earlier or something. So you place it under your head. Okay? So you have your pillow and maybe an extra blanket or a crossed pillow on top. And let's invite a few breaths here. Option one, like me, your legs are wide. Your toes are flexed up to the ceiling. Option two, your legs are straight together because it feels better for you. Option three, your knees are bent and your feet are wide and knees are dropping against one another, or your knees are bent now. Okay, you kind of have a four option. Wide leg, straight leg, legs together, straight leg, or knee together, bend knee, or knee apart, bend knee. Okay? In any case, this is about your chest. So imagine you can sense every little particle of your lungs under your ribs. You are going to breathe to allow them to open deeply. Good. If you sit in the middle there, try to figure out a way to lay down. If you don't want to lay down on the pillow, it's cool. Just lay down on your back. And open your neck and chest in any way that feels nice, okay? Also try to open to the breath in your belly now. So you've got been into your lungs, in your belly for a little bit. If you feel at ease here and you want to stay for any longer, do that. If you prefer to transition to flat on the ground for a mini Shavasana, please do that. Okay? Really up to you. Some people love those open chests and some people are less inclined and like more Shavasana. And really feel free to stay as long as you want. We'll take 5 more breaths before we come on it.